पुढची स्लाइड घेण्यासाठी. Good evening, good evening everyone. My name is Kiran Bari. Today we are going to discuss general knowledge lecture about the commerce subject. So in this lecture, we discuss the historical background of commerce, objectives of business, classification of business activities. Is historical background of commerce. Barter system. Overall meaning of barter system is that when the goods and services of equal value are exchanged between two or more two or more parties without using any form of monetary exchange. In ancient time, people used the barter system for exchange the goods and services. A barter system is an old method of exchange. This system has been used for centuries and long before many money was invented. People exchange services and goods for other services and goods in return without using any medium of exchange. The barter system exchange the goods and services. Constraint of barter system. First is lack of double coincidence of wants. Unless two peoples who have a surplus have the demand for the goods and possessed by each other, the better could not materialize. If this coincidence of what does not exist, barter cannot be take place. No, second is non-existence of common measures of values. The barter system could not determine the value of commodities be exchanged as they lack commodity acceptable measures to evaluate and each and every commodity. Third is lack of direct contact between buyer and seller. If was not possible to direct contact between the buyer, between the producer and customers. Fourth is lack of surplus stock. Absence of surplus stocks was one of the barriers to the barter system. Objectives of business. The business is a human activity. Human activity means an activity performed by a human being to meet his or her needs and want, or maybe for personal satisfactions. The human activities can be categorized into two types: economics and non-economics activity. What is mean by economic activity? The economic activity is a activity for earning money or making the profits. Economic activities undertaken with the object of earning money are called economic activity. Service are rendered by profit motive. The economic activities are three types: professions, employment, and business. Non-economic activity is a activity which is not aimed to earning the profit or making the profit. Activities undertaken to satisfy social and psychological needs are called non-economic activity. For example, cooking food for families and celebrating festivals. Types of economic activities. Occupations may be classified into three categories based on the employment, professions, and business. What is mean by employment? Employment refers to the occupations in which people work for others and get remuneration in the form of wages or salaries. What is the difference between wages or salaries? So answer is that wages are a remuneration. A person receive money based on time or pieces, that is called the wages. The person earning the money in the based on spending the time on the work, that called the wages. And wages are not fixed in all the time. Wages the employees getting the wages in the weekly or fortnightly. Salaries is fixed amount giving monthly as per the nature of work to the person. In this employment, they two parties are important, that is the employees and employer. The employees is a persons who is employed by others, and employer is a persons who employs the other. The people who work in factories, offices, or bank, insurance company, and government department at various ports are the examples of the employment. Professions. The professions are those occupations which involve rendering the personal services of a special and expert nature. A profession is something which is more than a job. Those engaged in a profession are called professionals, and they earn income by charging professional fees. For example, doctor, lawyer, accountant, engineer are the example of profession. Business. What is meant by business? Business refers to any human activities undertaken on a regular basis with the object to earn profit through production, distribution, purchase, and sale of goods and services. Classification of business activity are based on the activities based on size, activities based on ownership, and activities based on the functions. First, we discuss about the activities based on size. On the basis of size, business activities may be broadly grouped into two categories, that is small scales and large scales. The small scales units requires the less capital. The business which is require less capital and small numbers of workers to produce the goods and services, that is called the small scale industries. Example: travel agency, photographies, then beauty salon, food services, event planners, then bakeries are the examples of small scale business activities. Second is large scale business activity. Large scale business activity is a activities with that activities require the huge capital, means a big amount of capital. They employs large number of workers and produce the goods on large scale. For example, cement industries, paper industries, transportations, construction, textile, agriculture, insurance companies, education. These are the examples of large scale business activities. Second is activities based on ownership. Activities based on ownership are classified into two types: private enterprises and public enterprises. The private enterprises is an enterprise where it is owned, managed, and controlled by person other than the government. Government cannot interfere in the functions of private enterprises. For example, Wipro Company, ICICI Bank Limited, HDFC Bank Limited are the examples of private enterprises. Then second is public enterprises, and public enterprises is said to be a public enterprise where it is owned, managed, and controlled by government or any of its agencies or both. Example: Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, Coal India Limited are the examples of public enterprises, and these enterprises are governed or controlled or regulated by government only. Third types of enterprise is joint enterprise. An enterprise is said to be a joint enterprise where it is owned, managed, controlled by government and private enterprises. For example, Maruti Suzuki. Third is activities based on functions, and is type are two: industry and commerce. The industry includes all those business activities which are connected with raising, producing, or processing of consumers goods. The industry has converts the raw material into the finished goods, that's called the industry. Then second is commerce. It establishes a link between producers and consumers of goods and maintain a smooth and undirected flow of goods from producer to consumer, that is called the commerce. Business has two parts: industry and commerce. This is characteristics of business. First characteristics of business is profit motive, because business is a economic activity which and their motives is earning the profit, which include the purchases and sale of goods or rendering of services to earn money. No business can last for long without making a profit. Second is element of risk. The most important characteristics of business is taking risks. No risks, no gain is the slogan of every business. You can take more risks, you get more profit in the business. Third is production of goods. Every business activity include an exchange or include the exchange of goods and services, and every business has produce the goods and services to transfer the goods and services to the consumer as per their utilities. Then fourth is dealing in goods and services. Dealing in goods and services. So business deal with the goods and services on daily basis. Every business activity include an exchange or transfer of services of goods to earn value. So business exchange or sale of goods and services for the satisfactions of human needs. Every business rendering goods and services should deals on a daily basis. Next is creation of utilities. Business creates the innovative products for consumers. The activity of creation of utilities is more important for business for making the profit. Next is objectives of business. First is economic objective, because the business is an economic activity, so every business aim to earning the profit and making the profit. So the purpose of business is to show economic results, that is the earning profit, creation of customers, then optimum utilization of resources and increasing productivity. These are the economic objectives of the business. Second is social objectives. The business earn its income from the sale of products and services to the society. The necessary social objective of business are providing goods and services to the customer at a reasonable price, and employment generation, fair remuneration to employees. These are the social objectives of business. Third is organizational objectives of business. Organizational objectives organizational objectives of business include the communication of business goal, then proper training to the employees, then proper planning regarding the objectives and vision of the business, then evaluating the company's performance time to time. These are the organizational objective, and this is most important objectives of organization is to create the helpful environment for the employer and employees. Then next is national objectives. National objectives of business include the creation of employment, promotion of social justice, then contribution to the nations, increasing export of goods and services. These are the national objectives of business. Then last objective is human objectives, and include human objectives include the benefits of every human who is work in the business. So human objective is providing salary time to time to every employees, then maintain healthy and safe environment, then give the training to the employees, then recruitment to the employees. These are the human objectives of the business. Next is classification of business activity. The business are classified into two parts: industries and commerce. And industries has various types, that is primary industry, secondary industry, tertiary industry, trade, and auxiliaries to trade. So first we will discuss about the industry. So what is mean by industry? So industry is convert the raw material into finished product. So industry is used for the activity in which mechanical appliances and technical skills are involved. The manufacturer produce the goods for the consumers at one point of location, and they distribute the goods to final consumers to intermediaries like wholesaler, retailer, distributor, and customers. The industry is play a very important role. Then next is a kind of the industries. So business are classified into two parts, industries and commerce, and industries also classified into various types, that is primary, secondary, tertiary, trade, and auxiliaries to trade. So industries are classified into two base. First is on the basis of the activity, and second is on the basis of size. On the basis of activities, they include the primary activity, secondary and tertiary activity. So primary, first we will discuss the on the basis of activity. So first is primary activities. Primary activities industry means an industry that produce the energy or basic materials. So primary, the extractive industry and genetic industry are the examples of the primary activity. Extractive industries are transformed to many useful things. For example, mining, oil drilling, and farming. These are the examples of extractive industries. Second is genetic industry, where the activities of breeding the plants and animals. For example, dairy, piggery, and nursery. These are the primary activities of the business. Then next is secondary industry. Secondary industries are those industry which is produce the goods for the final consumptions. For example, manufacturing steel. So manufacturing industries and constructive industry are the examples of secondary industries. So manufacturing industries are also classified into four types, that is analytical industry, synthetic industry, processing industry, assembling industry. So what is mean by analytical industry? So analytical industry is an industry which is analyze and separate different element from the same material, as in the case of oil refining. Second is synthetic industry, is the industry which combine various ingredients into a new products, and in a case of cement. Processing industry, which is involved successive stages for manufacturing finished products, as in the case of sugar and paper. Then fourth is assembling industry, which assemble different components parts to make a new products, as in the case of television, car, computer, etc. Next type of industry is tertiary industry, and tertiary industry means this industry not produce the goods and services. Tertiary industry provide the services to the consumers and sells the services at a profit. Helps in industry, trade, transportation, commerce. These are the examples of tertiary industry. Classification of tertiary industry is that the personalized services, individuals and private institutions selling their services to others. For example, plumber, servant, maid. These are the examples of personalized services. Then next is public services, government hospitals, schools, police, government offices, etc. Provide services to the people on the behalf of government without profit motive. Third is distributive service, transportation, warehousing, logistic, salesmanship, etc. come under this type of services. Fourth is financial services, banking, factoring, accounting, and insurance, etc. are grouped under this type of services. Then last one is quaternary services, that is professional or specialized skills and high technology are used to provide these type of services. Then next is on the basis of size. On the basis of size, the industries are classified into four types, that is micro industries, medium industries, small industries, and large industry. And last one is auxiliaries to trade and commerce. So commerce refers to all those activities which are necessary for bringing goods from the place of production to the place of their consumptions. Trade is used to denote buying and selling. It helps in making the goods produce available to ultimate consumers or users. Transportation facilities are helped to transport the goods and services from one place to another place. Then warehouses are used for the storage of the goods, storage of the finished goods, for a safe in day to day. Then next is financial institutions. financial institutions are helps to provide the fund to the industries to produce the high level of goods and services. Then next is insurance. Insurance companies are helps to the business for damages and loss of the goods and services. So insurance company provides the helps to the business. Thank you.